Hey YouTubers, welcome to another episode of ESGNet WWE 13 Pay-Per-View Predictions for WWE Battlegrounds happening this Sunday live on pay-per-view. I almost forgot what day the pay-per-view was going to be on. And this video is between Axel the Intercontinental Champion going against the challenger R-Truth. Axel has been holding on to the Intercontinental title ever since he basically has been repackaged, rebranded as former Michael McGillicuddy. And of course he's had the title now for I would almost say around 4 or 5 months now, and didn't put the title on the line at Night of Champions, which got underneath some controversy, because all the titles are supposed to be on the line and whatnot. Which actually he did. Now as I think about it, he did put it on the line. He actually went against Kofi Kingston and successfully won that night. But as you see here, he's going to be going against R-Truth for the Intercontinental title. Of course, this is under scrutiny over Triple H and Stephanie McMahon telling R-Truth, I guess to say punishing more or less R-Truth for his actions and things he's said on Twitter about them and how they're running the company. Of course, Triple H and Stephanie believe the things they're doing are quote-unquote good for business, and we'll see if that's the case this Sunday live on pay-per-view when the Intercontinental Championship is on the line between the champion Curtis Axel and the challenger R-Truth. R-Truth, of course, being a former Intercontinental Champion himself. He's held on to the title before, and I kind of agree with Stephanie and them with about him being in the title hunt, but of course that's not really his fault. At one time he was in the hunt for the WWE title against John Cena for I think it was a 2-month stand that he was doing when he was going through his little conspiracy issues. Which quite honestly, I thought that was one of my favorites. Him and him acting all crazy and thinking there was a conspiracy against him and other superstars that are trying to break that glass ceiling, as they call it in the business, and try to get a win over Super Cena and whatnot. That whole stick with him, and of course he started a whole talking to himself and the whole little Jimmy and all that kind of stuff, which I thought was classic. I thought it was great. I wish they would bring that back, because Truth was actually a very hilarious heel when he was sitting there talking to himself and just kind of going like a little out of his mind. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. But I hope someday here soon he will get a chance to be WWE champion or World Heavyweight champion, because he is very entertaining. I remember him when he was back in the day when he was K-Quick. And that really shows my age. Back in the day when and of course I was back early. Early 2000s, late 90s and stuff like that, when he was with TNA. I also believe he was in the WWE for a while there when he did that. But ever since then, he's used the gimmick R-Truth and kind of speaking the truth about a lot of things. And he's had some successful matches. But like I said, the whole little Jimmy thing and the conspiracy, of course, with him and the Miz, a lot of people were naming them the Awesome Truth as a tag team, and which I thought it was a cool name, and I wish they would have ran with that a lot more with him and the Miz. We'll see what happens this Sunday when the title's on the line between him and Curtis Axel. Of course, Axel, one of Paul Heyman's newest Paul Heyman guy, and of course he's in that same stable as Brock Lesnar, and recently Ryback. So I'm sure Paul Heyman has something cooked up for Curtis Axel to hold on to that title. I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind seeing Curtis Axel lose the title. I think I've said in other videos that I'm a big fan of putting heat on titles, making the titles mean something, and especially with the Intercontinental title. That's kind of a title that, you know, for at least back then, at least I remember, it really set up a lot of superstars, set them up for future WWE champions, in being WWE championship matches, or being high profile, you know, main event matches with the champion and whatnot, both heel or face. But you know, of course, WWE doesn't really do that anymore. You know, and with that, there's a you know, the regime, I guess nowadays is different, because now Stephanie and Hunter are taking over more and more each day. Of course, Vince is still doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes and giving Stephanie and Hunter advice. But you know, of course, the creative team is different than what it was back in the day. And I know you guys probably get tired of me harping about that, so like that. But you know, something like that. I think it's still really important when you're doing a storyline, especially with a title with so much prestige. You know, Jared Briscoe, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's the first one to hold on to this title. Or actually, no, I can't now. Pat Patterson was the first one to hold on to this title. And you know, I mean, there's a lot of prestige. There's a lot of guys that held on to this title. You know, of course, you know, the most noticeable one is Chris Jericho. He's held on to the title 9 times. He's the you know, record holder for that. So I mean, you know, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Goldust, and the list goes on and on. I mean, there's so and of course, the most iconic is, which will actually be coming up here pretty soon in WWE 14. You actually play the match, Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels. Both, you know, Shawn Michaels, a future Hall of Famer, Razor Ramon, aka Scott Hall, hopefully someday will be a Hall of Famer. But yeah, Intercontinental, I think, is really prestige. So there you see, here in this match, you see that Curtis Axel, I believe he picked up the win there. So Axel in this simulation gets the win. So we'll see if that's the case this Sunday, live on PPV for WWE Battlegrounds. So definitely, guys, check that out this Sunday, live on PPV. Also check out other videos here on the channel, here on ESGNet. Also follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and also like us on Tumblr. We have a Tumblr page now, so check that out. All the links to those sites and whatnot are down below in the description. Leave your comments and questions and whatnot you guys have for me, or just comments about the simulation. What do you guys think? Who you guys think is going to win this Sunday's match between Curtis Axel and R-Truth? As always, guys, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you guys next time.